I remember when I was working for DigiDesign, there was a trade show that was being done in New York City, and DigiDesign had asked me if I could go up there and set up a booth and just answer people's questions about Pro Tools. So this is, I worked this was between 95 and 97. So I took a Pro Tool system up there and took a table and set it up and sat there and just answered people's questions. And huge amount of interest in New York at that time about Pro Tools, how it worked. And I just answered a ton of questions, but they were the most, I hate to say this, but they were the most basic questions that I was getting from people. They didn't have a real good understanding. And what was going through my mind is, what are the dealers doing up here? They're not answering these people's questions unless they just had questions and they just didn't know who to ask. But it was an interesting thing because we set up the Pro Tools system there to do demos, and then there was a bunch of other booths there of people that had software related to Pro Tools. But I guess the bottom line here was the thing I wanted to point out is you kind of gauge your audience by the questions that they answer. Now, they ask. The one thing I'll say is some of the best questions I got when I did a seminar were down in Virginia Beach. I would do the seminars. At the end of every seminar, I would open the floor, to see if people had questions. And they had a ton of interesting and challenging questions down in Virginia Beach. That was the one place. And I didn't, I'm not saying that other people just didn't know as much, but they were more educated about the system in Virginia Beach than they were in Pittsburgh or Philadelphia or any of the other places I went to. But New York, I thought that they would know a whole lot more, but I guess that was the whole point of, being a rep. You got out there, and that's why they paid us. Get out there and answer as many questions as you can. They always would say it would take 3 demos to make a sale. 1, to introduce them to the concept. 2, to get them comfortable with the concept. And 3, to answer all their follow-up questions. And usually by the 3rd time they saw it, the sale would happen. And that's usually the way it worked.